a Yui. I don't like raw fish in my sushi. Want a big tip, better get the cooking. I am not paying you for all this lipping. Sapphire diamonds, yeah, they bluey. Put them around your neck, you look chewy. Blow 10 grand, please excuse me. Bless me real good, I need a hero cookie. I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. Put up, or shut up. Put up, or shut up. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper.
They say the rap game dead, I object, that's a low blow. Taking copycatting off each other, that's a no-no. Keep the shit original, or just not even no show. I'm a big tipper, when I spend it, I'ma flip ya. So girl, drop it really low, show them how we for the flow. Candy, yam, and stick and ball, feed me and give me more. Haters gon' hate when they see us running state to state. The way that we be tipping, man, up this on some other shit. Down on this dude, what you mean, that's another chick. Coming in, going out on some other shit. Try to rip us off, best believe it, that's a no-go. Never trust nobody, even family, that's a no-no.
I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper.
Welcome to the Power of Voices and the Comedy Hour Live. I'm here, it's Annamarie. I am none for less worn, but shall we say, ready to go. And my guest tonight is Stoner Rob.
Hey.
Coming in to see me.
Yes, I'm here.
You're here. Give me no shit about my accent.
I'm going to start talking like you. I'm here.
And you got your water.
I don't know. Water from the car.
In the car. And you got to put ours where they don't belong.
Like how?
Sofa.
So
sit on my sofa.
Sofa?
Yeah. And we say, I have an idea. Right? Have you heard that one?
Yeah. So, like, are your spelling bees different? They're like, you didn't have the R. You messed up.
And we say, whatever. Yeah. It you don't realize it until, actually, for me, when I go back to Boston, and I can hear it, like, because I don't hear it out here. And then I'm like, fuck, I really do talk like that? It's obnoxious. You people are obnoxious.
Oh, yeah, it's great, dude. When you go to Boston and cheers.
But it's not just the way we talk. It's an asshole attitude.
Oh, yeah.
You know? There's that, too.
Yeah.
It's like you don't realize that either till you come away from that.
Yeah, big time. But it is and it isn't, because in L.A. it's different. Like, out there, that's just their attitude. In Boston, that's just how people are. And out here in L.A., people could be like that too, but if you're like that back 90% of the time, they're going to beat your ass. You know what I mean? In Boston, it's just normal. They're like, hey, get out of the road.
Yeah.
I'm almost in my car.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
And
I got to get some chowder.
Do you find that we use a lot of terminologies with the word, everybody says, why do you use the F word so much? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I never, that. Yeah. It's like so much ingrained into our everyday vocabulary. My daughter's first words were fucking dog. Her son's first word is he's looking in the computer. She sends it to me and he's saying, fuck. I'm like, that's great. Yep. We teach him how to do it right.
It's just part of it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, these motherfuckers, you motherfucker.
Wait a minute. You've played Boston, right?
Yeah, I've played Boston.
It's a rowdy crowd. They must love you.
Oh, dude, they love the hell out of me. And then I even have a joke I do out there. I'm like, you know what I noticed? People from Boston, they don't like when you talk like you're from Boston and you're not from Boston. I was in an Uber and I forgot my vape carts in the car back at the yard. I was like, so I told my boy, man, I left my carts in the car at the yard. And our Uber driver stopped the car and was like, I don't fucking talk like that.
Yep.
And then said, get the fuck out of my car.
Get out of my car. I'm going to park it right here. Yeah, that I get that a lot. I work with a guy, his name's Peter. And he just loves when I come in and say, how you doing, Peter?
Peter. He saves animals.
Peter.
He's the animal saving people. Hey, Peter.
Peter.
It's like Lois on Family Guy. Hey, Peter.
Well, that, and I always thought it'd be great if I did a sketch on, hey, there's a hot lady that lives next door. Oh, yeah, where's she from? I don't know. She's really hot, but she's from some foreign country. And have me just open the door and say, hey, move your car.
Yeah.
Move your car.
I wonder if you're deaf and you're from Boston, if you sign different.
Oh, that.
Yeah, you gotta add the R on Sofer. You gotta add the R.
Oh, the one little guy who keeps popping up
Yeah,
doing the R.
with an R.
Yeah, we brought him along because it's the only one he does not know how to sign.
He's the Boston
That's
signer.
it, the Boston
Everything's just
signer.
Fucking A, fucking A.
That would be funny. And I would think that a lot of places that you play, because you travel.
Yes, I
obviously,
do.
that's how you make a living, I hear.
Yeah.
Because if you stay in LA, you'll starve to death.
Oh, yeah.
That really is true, isn't it?
It really is, unless you're like Joe Rogan or Dave Chappelle. If you stay in LA, there's clubs to do, but you're not going to headline them every night. So you tour around, you headline all these different clubs, and you come back to LA where you're loved with all this awesome material that you've been working on because you've been going around seeing stuff.
And you pick up stuff as you go.
Oh,
as
yeah.
far as what's
and
funny.
Like some of my best sets lately out here in LA have all been coming from like just telling stories of things that
Being
have
on
been
the road.
happening on the road. And so people are just digging it and eating it up. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah, man. Like when I go to Boston, I do comedy there. And then I'll host every November, I host the world's biggest cannabis festival.
Holy shit. Now, wait. I know of that. And I just want to say this, and I'll ask him. My nephew is a producer. He's got a little The Right Now show over at WAAF.
Okay.
And I would love to say to him, hey, I got a guy coming in. Because there was a comedian that just did a pop-in on him. And you want to talk about the hilarity is, his aunt, my age, now this kid's been pushing, trying to get into radio. I come out here, right? I can barely form syllables. And he goes, you got a what? I see, I got a radio show. He's like,
Got a fucking radio show.
Internet radio show. And he was just like, that stuff just doesn't, do you know how long I've been, well, we'll just see. And it's been really funny watching him really have to go. It's like anything in the entertainment industry. To get yourself in, to get yourself acclimated, and get yourself recognized, it's a lot of hustle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There is no free hall pass on that.
Well, I don't know. I kind of got lucky like you. When I started everything by doing radio. And I was doing
Did you
radio
really?
in the Inland Empire. It was KCAL 96.7 rock station, classic rock. And I was working in a warehouse because I just got out of jail. And I was working in a warehouse. And we would always listen to KCAL. And I called in, won a contest, went down there to get my prize, and it's on the mic live. And I was just being funny because one of them was like an old guy who's like an old hippie stoner. So I came in smelling like weed because I was smoking. And they were like, oh, you smell good. Where have you been? And I was on vacation. They're like, where at? And I was like, Stu's Closet, man. And they went nuts. And they were like, hey, next Friday's 420. Can you come in and just do some funny stoner stuff? And I said, yeah. So I did it, went in there and smashed. Then they're like, hey,
Holy
can you
shit.
come the first Friday of every month? I said, yeah. That lasted for a little while. Then it was, can you come every Friday? Can you come 3 times a week? And then I was just a part of the show.
So you're one of those stories where, you know, when I say to people, some things, you get chosen.
Oh, yeah.
Whether you realize it or not. I mean, not everyone, and believe me, you're out there. So how many times have you heard, I'm going to make it. I'm going to be the next big thing.
All over.
Every time, and especially the new energy that comes out here.
Yep.
And what happens is, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you might hit a few things, and it feels real good, and you feel like you're becoming a little bit bigger,
Yeah.
and it's going to get, and then nothing.
Yep. Then you hit that drive because
And that's what really makes and breaks people in this industry, right?
I think, yeah, what happens is a lot of people get comfortable with that newfound place that they have. They're like, oh, I'm headlining here. That's cool. Now people will start calling me. No. That
You and
doesn't
5
mean
billion other
anything.
people.
Yeah, you need to still get out there and grind and work. Like like the most humbling thing is like you go down and do a show like if you think you're a great comic. Like I'll go tour and I have my own shows and I headline. But like if I go do the store, please believe there's no way I'm headlining or even going near last. It'll be like 2 comics, me, and then you got like Dave Chappelle, Eddie Griffin, Louis C.K., Joe Rogan, and this is all one show. And these guys aren't back there fighting like, why do I gotta go after him? As long as you know you're solid and you can compete, that's all that matters. Like I always tell people, I don't care if I go first or last tonight. I'm gonna do the same.
You're gonna
set.
do the same set.
Yeah, and I'm gonna murder it.
And you rub elbows with people that a lot of people would like to even get a the old glimpse of get a photo with. And you run in circles that are very, very successful comedians. So there is check your ego at the door.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Know?
Big time.
And I would have to say, of course, my curiosity is, like I said, Joe Rogan. And I'm like, what magic formula did he have that blew up his podcast is like insane?
Joe Rogan doesn't fake anything. And that's what 100%. He keeps everything real. And he won't say something just to say it. You know what I mean? If he says, fuck this company or whatever, he has 100 reasons why, backs it, fact checks it. You know what I mean? So he's right there 100% real. There's nothing you can say that.
So he must have a hell of a team.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's the other thing, too.
Joe has a team.
Was he the one they talked about that had very humble beginnings and then, like he was just doing... The old didn't think anybody was listening and then it blew up?
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
That's right, folks. See, it can happen.
It does happen, too. It really does happen. There's some of these podcasts that just take off and they started in somebody's living room.
Right.
They literally started somebody's living room for 2 years, if that, and now they're one of the biggest podcasts out.
Right.
And it's insane. Even shows like Workaholics, which became an awesome show. These three actors rented a house in Van Nuys, started a YouTube show called Workaholics. People were loving it. Comedy Central booked them. They did 6 seasons, made hella bank, and that's why Adam Devine is everywhere.
Oh, okay, I know that name. Yes. And the other side of that too is when you can form it's a team.
Yeah.
There's something to be said and unfortunately we find that a lot. The humor of so what do you do? I'd love to just have LA-isms and just have a translator. So what do you do? And then have the translator pop in. Translation, what can you do for me?
Yes, exactly.
How much time am I going to give you, actually, while we're talking? Do you have something essential for my life?
Yeah, you got to bring something to the table
it's really, it's amazing to me. And I don't get me wrong, I understand because the hustle is that quick. The hustle is that grinding. But I don't know. I think you're one of the exceptions to the rule. You didn't compromise. You didn't get lost in all that.
Oh, yeah, no.
You stayed true to yourself.
Oh, big time. I always try to stay humble. No matter what, I'll still go hang out, go to the liquor store, hang out with the homies, chill. It doesn't matter. And then go do the sold out improv that night. You know what I mean? People were like, what were you doing? Oh, I was just chilling, drinking with my boys today, and then came over here and just murdered this improv.
But that's like a gift, because I think the stress levels of where everybody is so focused on the big prize, they run everybody over, that they basically are missing out on the best part of life, and that's a journey, the people you meet, the fun that you have, and the interim of getting there, the incredible personalities that you get to meet, even from the kids that are just starting out, because there's some incredible talent always that'll come in. And then there's the talent that's already been that people dismiss. Well, you already had it and you lost it. Well, they got a lot of experience to offer.
That's why you'll see the people I tour with are the people that open for me. Not only do I think they're hilarious, but I could call them all of them my really, really, really good friends. Like my brother, Big Liam. That's my feature. And that's my brother. You know what I mean?
The big dude, right?
Yeah, the big, huge biker dude.
Follow him, yeah.
Yeah, he gets mad when I beat him in arm wrestling. He's never awake, but I beat him. I got to roofie him to arm wrestle.
Didn't he go on an audition and they said he was too scary looking?
He said he was too big and too scary.
Too big and too scary.
The thing called for a big scary guy.
You're too big and scary.
Too big and too scary looking. Well, because the whole thing was, I forget who it was, and it's a major actor. I forget who it was, but he was on set, and basically, he was a big dude too. He was supposed to be the main big dude, but Liam made the guy look so damn small. They were like, "We can't do this."
That's hilarious.
No one would believe he whooped your ass. That wouldn't make sense in the movie. You're way too big. You're way bigger than him.
Have you ever had people where where when you were doing stuff and you were getting all these great breaks, they would say, "Man, that's great." And then there are the ones that when they said, "Man, that's great," there was something in their voice that made you feel like, "Yeah, I don't think you were 100%.
Oh, totally.
Well, you can hear
their
that.
voice or their eyes. They're like, oh,
yeah.
cool.
Oh.
Or they want to give that like, oh, I just got an iTunes special that's gonna come out. They're like, oh yeah, like they're like, why? Yeah, not oh good. Like, what do you mean? Oh yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch. What do you mean? Oh yeah.
Right, that's awesome.
And like, have you? It's the other way around too. Like, do you know how many nights I'll be up late at night, nothing's on TV, Comedy Central's on or something, and there's like a Comedy Central presents or Showtime presents little 30-minute special, and I'm like, I catch myself watching it to see who this guy is because I never heard of him or girl or whatever comic, and I realize sometimes I'm 15 minutes into this 30-minute special. And I ain't laughed one damn time.
All right, thank you for saying that.
Who the hell found... and you know what that is? Those guys have amazing agents that they paid a shit ton of money to.
I wanted to ask you that because there's a lot of people pushing me. There's the idea, I have a persona that I'm developing. And, you know, it's going to be based on queening. I was looking at tiaras today. But anyways, and the idea of creating this persona where I'm actually... out in the street giving advice and talk. For instance, the idea of cooking. This is a whole, like, how many young millennial girls, they're like, well, I don't know how to do any of that. I don't know how to cook.
Yeah.
And if it isn't in a box, if I can't heat it up, I'm not interested.
If it doesn't say helper after it.
What? Wait. Right. Yeah, thank you.
Tuna helper, chicken helper, hamburger helper.
Right. But I'm like, okay, let me get this straight. You want the dude. And you got all these he can't be a broke ass. He can't be this. He's got to take me and do this. I get my nails done. The idea, you want to get a man, say, no, baby, I'll tell you what. Let me cook for you.
Yeah.
Do you know how to do that? And they're like looking at me. I go, any man, you're taking these selfies of your body, your boobs, your ass, and your room behind you looks like it needs to get plowed through.
There's a piece of shit in the toilet.
Exactly, that one.
That one's so gross.
Just what? Yeah.
What are you doing with your life? There's all kid in the background crying. Like, what
but
the hell
actually,
are you doing?
right, I would love to do that and to do the sketch of Betsy Cox. I would love to bring. Oh,
I love Betsy. She's my homie.
Because she would play the perfect blonde, ditzy as fuck, but sexy, hot
What
girl.
do you mean play? I'm just kidding, Betsy. I'm kidding.
I'd tell her to watch this. And, just if you were to go down the grocery aisles.
Can Betsy cook?
Right? I don't know. That's the thing.
Because
I would love to do that.
This is exactly her. Because
this is exactly her, right?
Is well off.
Right.
And they travel.
She don't have to cook.
And she don't have to do anything. But I wonder if she could. She has to. She's from the South.
Yeah, but
she's got to be able to cook.
Not necessarily. You'd be surprised.
Okay, her maid could cook.
Her maid could cook.
Her southern maid.
But we have that,
Mammy?
and we were talking about, Business 101 and all these other things that I'm like, has everybody just lost their freaking minds? Everybody has all these criteria for what they want as far as a partner.
But don't want to give anything.
They don't want to give it. Everything's superficial.
Mm-hmm.
Someone told me they were on a Tinder date, and the guy's swiping his other Tinder accounts while what's the point? What's the point?
It wasn't going good.
I got news for you. It wasn't going good, right?
Maybe he wanted her to leave so he didn't have to pay for her meal. If he was already annoyed and it was before she ordered, I would do the same thing. Like, don't order, bitch. I'm not paying for you. Look at this. I'm not even into you. You can just leave right now.
But that aside, would you? All right, you're not single, so you're not out in the dating world.
Yeah, no.
Right. So I didn't expect to be either. But it's ridiculous, all right?
I wouldn't be able to date.
I'm like...
I'm too direct. Like, a chick would hate me within 5 minutes. I would be like, why do you laugh like that? So stupid. Like, I'm straight up about why do you say that? That's dumb.
The other side of that was actually like, if you were out with somebody, you go, do I know you? If they sat down and then they would hand you their filter eyeglasses of all the filters that they use on these and like basically they're filters so you don't look anything like yourself. Who's promoting this shit?
Oh,
bad body image? Have this. Yeah, that's real. So when I see you out in public, I don't fucking know you. Right. You don't look a thing like her.
Right.
Because nobody can mistake you. I happen to think nobody could mistake me. But some of these young girls I've run into, and I'm like, oh yeah, the ears, I missed it, and the little nose that you usually wear.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
You didn't have that filter up. And now you're showing the lower half of your
Well,
body.
we know because you do clubs, right?
Yeah.
Now, is there nothing messier than a drunk woman?
Oh, that's the great. Okay. She can make your night. Like sometimes
Right?
I'm like, oh, this is it.
the
I'll tell
gift?
them. Like I'll run through them, and like everyone's like just laughing at them. I'm like, you did this to yourself. I'm gonna make you a Showtime special right now. Check this out. I'm gonna make you famous, bitch. You're gonna be famous. I'm gonna put this on someone. I'm gonna put this on my CD.
Because people really do like that when either it's been like a incredibly harassing person in the audience that the person on stage. Actually, Amanda Seales did it in one of her things. She actually was filming one of her things for show and brought the woman up on stage because Amanda Seales is very outspoken about, the black-white thing.
Yeah.
And I won't even comment. I'm like, I might say it's just one wrong thing. I don't even want to get in on that.
Yeah.
Right? But she's a very strong, she knows, she's another one. Tell it like it is, back her stuff up, knows what she's talking about. So you best bring it. And this woman got up on stage with her and she it was a long time she entertained that. I was like, wow.
That's the best. That's the best. I've gone and taken people's drinks from them. I'm like, you're too drunk, and then drank it. Like, you're just too wasted. And if it's a dude, it's great. I'll be like, oh man, it's all water. You're a bitch.
Has anyone come up and tried to smoke a joint with you on stage?
Oh yeah, all the time.
I would think you would never have to buy weed again.
Oh, I really don't. Like,
do you have your own strains?
Yeah, I have my own strains.
I want you to talk about
the Stoner Rob OG. That's an amazing strain. I have my own vape cartridge, and that's the Stoner Rob Secret OG. And those get released only once a year, so they're so limited. It's insane because it comes from a rare grow. It's like the wind from Africa blends with the wind from Hawaii. It's very crazy. I don't want to get into it right now.
but it's no. I happen to believe in a lot of that. Only, and I know this is going to sound like that's a segue in the right. But I used to sell leather, and everybody would ask about
that's leather for those of you on the West Coast. I'm helping you West. They're like, she used to sell what? What kind of drug is that? Leather. Guess I'll buy an eighth of leather. I don't know.
But people would say to me, what grade is the leather? Well, there's no, just so you know, has nothing to do with it. It's where is the cow from?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that makes a difference in how the hide is.
What ethnic is this cow?
No, it's
we don't want your Mexican leather.
No, we don't want your Mexican leather. No, but it's like what you said. All the elements of the environment of what they're raised in creates like from their meat to their hide. Sorry, vegans.
To their milk.
To their milk. Everything is different because they're not stressed. They're not fenced in. They live in a very beautiful climate. I'm like, seriously?
And it's funny that you talk about that. These are all perfect segues. Like, we wrote this. We didn't write this. Check this out. So, this is going to be funny. So, I have all these weed products, right? And this is the product that's proclaimed to hit $13 million in 3 years. I just got, me and Liam got with his boy. His name we'll leave off air because it's one of Liam's boys. So, you know, it's like that. This guy's the biggest meat distributor in America.
Really?
And all free range. He's one of the last people to have a certain kind of pig called Magdalena pig. This pig is actually, they've done tests on it. This pig is different because it's fat content. And when you eat it, it actually, when you drink water, it doesn't turn it into salt. It doesn't raise your sodium level. It actually hydrates you. So he has this pig. He wanted to come in almost to the cannabis industry, but not with something cannabis related, something we could sell everywhere. But now everyone's smoking weed. But it needs to be something that we could sell at like Walmart or sell at Target, you know? So we came out with Cottonmouth jerky. It's not a beef jerky. It's a pork jerky. But everybody that eats it, nobody knows. They're like, oh, it's a bomb
really
beef jerky. I'm like, that's not beef jerky. That's all Magdalena's pig. And we call it Cottonmouth jerky because it makes your mouth water. It actually brings water into your body. So when you eat it, you have cottonmouths, whatever, but it'll make you salivate as you eat this beef jerky. So we're launching the jerky style, and we also have a Rice Krispie that's infused with bacon, almost like bacon bites.
Oh my God, that sounds awesome.
It's amazing.
Munchy Madness.
I ate it, and they're so big. I was like, bro, you sure we're going to make money? We're giving these fools
I'm looking at my host.
Yeah, but they are so, yes, they are so insane.
I would think that. I mean, there's so much. This was when I first came out here before they passed the recreational, and you knew where it was going to go, and I was really wondering why there wasn't more being done with food at that time, looking into because I come from the food industry. And the irony is that, even trucks, I see trucks with this name on it and everything. And wondering why people weren't doing more. Also, there's no restaurant. That's another thing I'm hoping we see is the idea where everything is infused.
Oh, yeah, that's going to happen.
Very high end, I would imagine.
Yeah, in Colorado they have it.
Right.
So it's going to happen. You'll have high end places, and you'll have like real good places that are still good food but affordable. So like in Las Vegas, for instance, my boy Wing King, one of the greatest chefs ever.
I know that name.
Okay, Wing King. Yep. That's my personal homie. He's from New Orleans, but he's my personal friend. His name's Brian. He's the best cook ever. He's the OG Ganj father. And he actually will infuse your wings with CBD.
Ooh.
Now, right now he can't do THC, but he can infuse your food with CBD.
Yeah, that's the next big
And he's
business.
such an amazing chef. Not only has he won High Time Chef of the Year, he's been on the Food Network, Travel Channel. He is the creator of the vegan hot wing. It's a 100. It looks like a wing. It's not a wing. It's just shaped perfect, and the taste profile. You'll think you're eating wings. You'll think for sure I'm eating wings. And he has 101 sauces, royal sauces, and he makes them all by hand. It's not like there's just all processed.
He's my kind of people.
Yeah.
That idea of being in the see, this is what I'm talking about. You can't. To me, there's such an art in cooking. There's such a give take in the soul. I mean, that's what we come from, breaking bread. Yep. But I mean, it's just a shame that everything seems instant. I said to my friend, I don't know why they just don't have a drive-through you can hang off the back of your ass for the amount of intimacy everybody wants to get into. Instead of stirrups. Oh, this is a new thing that we have. Yeah, they're in, they're out, they swipe, they wipe, they dab, they're gone.
Yep, that's how
it feels like that because the idea though of actually sitting down and having that, like the idea of doing house parties and bring it to the next level as far as because it's easier because you're not liability wise if you're in somebody's home, and the idea is bringing a chef that's familiar with all the cannabis products to introduce, like they have wine tastings, they have wine pairings.
Oh yeah. So check this out. We do this thing that's called Green Tours LA.
Oh, I've seen you in that.
Yeah. So what it is it's a tour bus, and you get on the tour bus, and you could pay, and usually there's a tour guide, and you go to a dispensary, you get to go smoke, you see glass being blown, you get to go to Glass Warehouse and buy glass for 50% off. You get to go eat lunch.
Oh my God, that's
But on
awesome.
certain days, they'll have celebrity tour guides, and they'll pay me to go, and you get a whole different experience because I actually get high with you. There are tour guides that can't, unfortunately, because they work for Green Tour. Me, I go
and you goof
I get
on everybody
high with you, and I goof on everyone, and I talk shit on the bus. Now, February 23rd, we've already had one of these. There's two more. There's three more. It's February 23rd, March 9th, April 18th. This is a big deal, people. You can actually go to greentours.com, greentoursusa.com, and on February 23rd, coming up, the tour guides and the whole tour is Stoner Rob and Tommy Chong. So you do the whole tour with me and Chong. We have lunch. We get to the lunch, just like you were saying. We pull first. This is how the tour goes. You see Chong. I introduce him. We take off. We go to a dispensary. We let you get all your weed, edibles, whatever you want. We go to this nice ass house, huge house that we already have rented out. We have 3 chefs there. They have medicated and non-medicated. One has tacos. One has a vegan food, and one has sushi. So they have amazing chefs, and then you get to sit down, have lunch, talk to Chong, go meet Chong, take your pictures, do everything you want, and then we finish the tour.
Yeah, you know what? That's hilarious. I know there's a lot of people. 2 years ago, I started this show, and I kept talking about what you're talking about, only I was saying how an idea of a comedy tour where you have a comedian on a bus, and that you could actually go into because Airbnbs, try and give away packages of things to do.
Yeah.
When you're with the Airbnb and you offer that, you get in touch with the Airbnb companies. I don't think you'd have a problem when you're talking, because that combination that you're doing is brilliant.
Oh,
I mean, I happen to see in my head that on Netflix.
Yeah, and it's so awesome. It's funny you say that because they're actually working on a reality show right now at the dispensary we go to. It's going to be the first dispensary on reality show, all about the dispensary. It's actually made by the creators of Duck Dynasty and Pawn Stars.
Oh, wow.
And it's produced by Jimmy Kimmel Productions. So, and then we went in there, and I just did my thing. And the owner, Mishka, real good friend, he's a really cool guy. He was like, oh, come in here, Rob, because he went and saw my show at the Haha. He's like, the other night, dude, hilarious. I was peeing my pants and da-da-da-da. And then they came over, and they started interviewing me with all these cameras. And then before we left, they were like, hey, come here. We're going to get your contact info and everything. We want to write you into the whole series. So I'm like,
it's just,
it's so on, man. It's so on. That is so cool. I was like, yeah, you guys, me in, man.
You heard it here first, and I want you to know, Stone Rob did not tell me my listener base was too small.
Oh, no way. Never, man. Never.
I have such a fire under my ass with that.
As
no
comedians,
idea.
I can't believe any comedian would ever say that. And I mean, I don't care who gets mad at me ever. But I can't believe any comedian would ever say that, because as a comedian, I don't care how big you are. You know, at least 4 times a year, you still do a show in front of 4 people.
Yeah, unless you're Kevin
I mean?
Hart, right?
Yeah, well, even if you're Kevin Hart, you do a workout room. You pop in, and sometimes at the store, there's only 25 people there.
Yeah, I know, because Dave Chappelle. You know, and then we say that. Let me ask you, how big is the likability factor? This is something that I laugh at, because I get told that a lot. You have a likability factor.
Oh, yeah, that's the main thing.
And I'm like, okay.
That's the main thing. In comedy and any public speaking, within probably a minute, 30 seconds, not even 2 minutes, people will decide if they like you or not. True. And that will go with, you can say the funniest shit halfway through your set, but if this person already determined I don't like this guy, they ain't gonna laugh.
I've seen that.
You know what I mean? So that's your job. You have to be likable. If you're not, then I mean, you could go the total opposite way and be a 100% dick, but that's still making you like some people like that. Like you get up there and talk, like look at Tosh. Tosh talks shit on everything, everybody, and everyone, but he has a huge following. Yep. You know what I mean?
And the other side of that too is memorable.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, nobody would Stone and Rob. You. It's very important. I mean, I had a black comedian. He says, "Can you give me some advice? You know, you're sitting in the audience. What do you see?" And I was at the Comedy Store, and I said, honestly, I see a lot of black comedians who look, and I'm talking, if you were like white people stupid, they are. You get off the stage, you have a T-shirt on, it has something written on it, you got sneakers on, you got a cap on. So does he, so does he, so does he, so does he.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, when I'm off and we're out in the parking lot, how many people can remember you on stage as to the guy who was lit up like a Christmas tree and did something that made his visual? We're visual creatures first. And people don't understand, because Dress for Success is not just for the business people.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You have to create your
Look
persona.
At Gallagher.
Oh, my God, right?
You know what I'm saying? Always for the same stupid, looks stupid, but hey, you'll know who that guy is.
Absolutely.
You'll know who that guy, and like me, I always look like a character. People are like, you're just like a character off a dang TV show or a
you
cartoon.
Are, which I have no doubt, cartoon-wise, why you don't have animators, because I see a whole series with you as you, but in what you said, your experiences out on the road, there's got to be storylines left and right.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm writing some pretty big stuff, and if it does hit, it'll be...
And he's going to come back here, and we're going to promote it on this little show called... That Woman Told Him So.
it'll be amazing, because I'm writing it, and this is the one I've really been working on, and it's like about me, and it's like me and Liam basically on tour, but it'll be a very kind of dark but still hysterical, almost like Baskets meets like a Step Brothers vibe. So it'll be very funny. And the cameos. See, anything I write, that's what I tell people. Could you imagine the cameos that I'm going to have in a show? Like, I'll have the most amazing cameo. Like, we'll have Chong play somebody. You know what I mean? We'll try to bring Joe Rogan in to play somebody. We'll have total crazy. We'll have a dude.
that whole thing, too. It's like, you know, when I have a friend of mine, and a lot of the stuff that I talk about, and she's like, you know, Annamarie, well, I was talking to her tonight, and she said, you know, when you talk, you got to write the stuff that you come out with. Like I said to one of the comedians, if I was going to promote something, I'd be passing out. I'd print up 200 T-shirts, give them to the homeless. They're at every friggin' red light, free what promo. Have you, free promo. Mm-hmm. People were paying a guy to tattoo shit on his head. So look what you have walking the streets, and they're looking for their clean laundry from last Thursday, 2 blocks down. So, hey, buddy, you want a clean shirt? Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't they? Exactly. And the idea of giving someone goes, well, they'll think that you're, what does it call it? You're taking advantage of the homeless. And I said, no, not if you give them a little something for wearing it. Yeah. I said, and for them,
you get a shirt.
Yeah, but you could also like, hey, man, you got a Starbucks. Buy them lunch, do something, free lunch, some kind of fucking Happy Meal, whatever. Yeah. You know, there's all kinds of stuff. I said, this town is walking full of ideas. To me, it's like right in front of you. Free stuff right in front of you.
I would slap my stickers on all those stupid scooters that are laying around.
Oh, my God, yes. Yeah. Those are another one.
When somebody has to look at it to do their phone, they see my sticker right away.
Well, that'll be nice because that's the old utility poles before.
Yeah.
Right?
Nobody looks at those.
Nobody looks at those.
They're like, oh, where's that flyer from 1983? That cat's still missing? Holy hell.
Yeah, that would actually be a funny
He's got 2 lives left.
That's it. What else? That in a phone booth, you'd be all set.
Oh, man.
I really don't, you know, like I said, I really don't know when you're like, the differences of being, because I'm new to LA, the differences of being, you know, here in LA when you're in the middle of everything versus when you're outside of LA, the building of, like, would you say that you built more of your following? Because we were talking about this earlier. This man does not give a shit about his social media followers. He stays true to himself. Yep. And you guys are just there for, you have real followers.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas everybody else, if I get one more person telling me how I can buy followers.
Oh, yeah, no, see.
Something so slutty about that.
It's like, come on, people. We know when you buy followers. You can't have 180,000 followers and then post a video and get 17 likes. It doesn't work like that. That's literally under 1% of people liking your stuff. We know when you're buying followers. They're not interactive. Like, if I post a video, please believe it gets over thousands of views.
Right.
And hundreds and hundreds of likes, like 800 likes. And because I have like 17,000 followers, but my people are all real. You know what I mean? They're all real followers. There's no fake people.
So your DM must light up.
Oh, insanely.
Right? Do you have to have people like kind of... Because
no,
I was lucky.
I answer all my own DMs.
I want you to know that he answered me in a DM, and I was at the amount of followers that you have. I was shocked.
Yeah, I was like, man, this dude
really, yeah. And there's a couple of comedians that I've run into that really do that. They stay true to try and stay in touch with their followers, because they said that people make the mistake of thinking that they're much bigger than what that is. And Hollywood is known for you're hot and you're not.
You'll never go bankrupt faster than if you hire people to do what you could do by yourself. There's no reason. Like, I could see if it's something like, well, I could build my own house, but I don't want to do that. Okay, stupid ass. You know what I'm talking about? And I doubt you could build a house. But if I can get up early, because I get up early. Because I was, like I said, I used to do radio for years, so I'm used to having to be there at 5 a.m., doing it for 4 hours. So I get up early, I lay in my steam, I steam the bathroom so I could breathe, and I sit there and I answer all of my DMs, and I get stuff done for work, make all my bookings, get going.
Do you get a lot of, can you help me? I want to, like, people asking advice, I want to do comedy, I want to, how did you, people sincerely interested in, your story.
Yeah, all the time. And I basically, it'll start off with me telling them, go find an open mic. You know what I mean? Find an open mic, keep hitting a mic. You know what I'm saying? I even give them advice, like, try to find a local comic that runs a local room. Tell 5 friends, hey, if I could do comedy, will you come? I was like, if anybody has a local comedy room, for sure they'll give you 5 minutes for 5 friends.
Right. Right, yes,
you know
they
what I mean?
will.
Especially at a bar.
Do you feel that you could do your shows with or without an open mic, or do you feel that as a comedian you need to? Because see, this is the thing, that the reason why I'm saying that is because the open mics that I've gone to, it's all comedians sitting there, and they don't want to give you shit.
I never do open mics ever. Like I was
from way
lucky
back.
enough to start. My first time I've ever did comedy was at the Ontario Improv.
Wow.
So I was lucky enough to start in the Improv, and from there it took me a year to get a contract.
Breaking all the rules.
Yeah, exactly.
No wonder why you pissing off all those people.
Yeah, exactly.
And his name's what? What?
Exactly. Right? Like, because when I started comedy, Christopher Titus told me I was funny to come do some time.
Wow.
So I did the time, and then I went and did the Dirty Show with Corey and Chad. So I stayed in the Improv for like a month, and then I didn't do my first bar show till the second month in comedy.
And now, outside of that, were there other people that were saying to you, what are you doing? This isn't, you're not going to make any money doing this. Was there anyone dissing it?
A lot of people were saying that. Well, not so much that, but I had a lot of, even big name comics telling me to
don't run your show on your show. Go ahead.
To never go by the name Stoner Rob. Because remember, this was still when weed was illegal. I started comedy in 2008. So this is when weed was like still like, oh no, you can't go by Stoner Rob. They're not going to want you here. They're not going to want you there. You know what I mean? I was like, no, I'll still do it. Like, if that's okay. If
they're
against stoner comedy, then I don't want to be there.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I mean about staying true to yourself.
Yeah, everybody trying to get into well, I got to change this to go there. Why would I change something to go to a place where they're obviously not going to like me then? If you don't want stoner comedy, I'm not going to tell you my name's William Sherbert and then go in there reeking like weed and be like, hey, what's up? I'm William Sherbert. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're still going to hate me. It doesn't matter. So I go to my crowd. I appeal to my audience. And now once you find that, your audience comes to you. So I'm like, yeah, you could book me here. I'm pretty sure we'll sell a lot of tickets. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what it came down to. Like, I won't go somewhere if they don't want me. And then where it all turned around is when Chong called me the first time to work with him. And once I started working stages with Chong, people were like, oh, yeah, that's Stoner Rob, bro. Stoner Rob. That's what he does, bro.
But that's how it goes. I mean, I live for that day, by the way. Well, to have this conversation with you about that lady. But, yeah, because I grew up with Cheech and Chong. I mean, I know almost every album, the stuff that, we grew up with. Signs and Papers.
Here,
oh, my God. Yeah. Jane, all that.
Yes.
All of that. And, there was that, then came the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Where, if that were true, pot wasn't legal, but those high times at Ridgemont High, it was just amazing how much it's illegal, but we're going to entertain everybody
just say it's fake weed.
Right.
That's
it's just crazy, right?
Man.
Yeah. And now what you see, now that it's illegal, and the idea of having, you've done comedy at the dispensaries where they have the Kush night. Well, now this is the other side of that, because stoners, if the whole crowd is stoned out of their minds.
Oh, yeah.
It slows.
The
comedians got to know how to get their rhythm.
On a stoner stage, that's like something like that, little, not huge. You can't go up there and do your set. That's impossible, and it's
no,
not smart
and you
to
can't
do.
make it too dry because you'll lose them.
You don't want your set. You want to go up there and start talking to them and talk to them about how high they fucking are, and that's the only way they get laughs. You go up there and be like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. This guy's in a goddamn coma right here, and they're just like, yeah, he is. He is. I'm like, if somebody went missing right now, you guys would just be like, oh, that's Tom. He's high outside. I'm like, but if someone went missing, like at a Boston market, people would be literally concerned. Like, Dave went outside. He never came back. Where the hell is Dave?
Right.
So that's the kind of stuff you got to hit. You can't go up there and be like, so I was in New York last week, and the weather there is just right there. They're just like, yeah, huh?
Something shiny went by, gone. That's it. Yeah. Well,
the
I noticed
conversation
that.
starts.
In fact, you know the comedian Ron T?
Yeah.
Okay, genius. We were at a place, and you know, I talk about this, and they said, okay, no swearing. Last minute, none of the comedians knew until they got there.
I love
Take your
those
shoes
ones.
off, no swearing, keep it clean. It was some sanctuary,
Take
whatever
your
it was.
shoes off.
Yes, it was.
Is this that thing? Did you do it over there in the Inland Empire where you got to walk? It was like a little kids' playhouse thing, so you got to walk on it. Was that what that was?
No, but
because
that
Liam
sounds-
did that, and he's like, "Do you want to do the show?" I said, "Did you hear what you just said? You
He
got to
would.
take your shoes off and walk across a kid's jumper and perform." I was like, "Hell no, I'm not gonna do that show."
No, this was it was either some kind of Buddhist place or something where you couldn't, but they were selling weed and smoke and everything
They're
else
selling
and
weed, but you
drinking
couldn't wear shoes?
and drinking, but you
Are you
couldn't
sure
wear
you didn't
shoes.
go to Woodstock?
No.
Yeah.
No,
you guys are just
it was really
high.
interesting, but none of the comedians could hold the audience because they were all stoned.
What if everybody was just so stoned and such a stoner that one dude just was uncomfortable and took his shoes off, and everyone's mind, they're like, "Oh, I'm not supposed to have my shoes on, man." Because that's the kind of level of paranoia you still get as a stoner, even though you're not, like, I'm never paranoid, like, "Oh, the cops or whatever." But if I'm the only one doing something different somewhere, I'm like,
that
I'm messing up bad. Like,
one
I'll walk
small
somewhere like, am I
detail
not supposed to have this on here? Nobody else has to have. I'll be like, "Babe, go ask if I can wear a hat."
Yeah, that and by the way, guys, how many kids you got?
I have 4. My fiance has 2. So if you do the math, that equals 0 Disneyland tickets for the kids. That's how you know you're never taking all the kids to Disneyland when you have 6 kids.
What people don't, if you don't know, you're crazy about your kids.
Oh, yeah.
I do know that that's
I
like
love
one
my
of the
kids.
things that,
I love her kids. Like I just love them.
and
to
that's
death.
a lot of balance.
Oh yeah, it's hard.
And it is hard. But
It's hard for her, and I'm
Well,
like,
that's
"You got
a lot of
all of them
kids.
tonight. I got the improv. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?"
But you know, so you'll make it up to her somehow later.
Yeah.
By the way, the massage I had today, if you want to know about that. Anyways, there is this incredible thing in this industry, you know, that I find that either they stay very grounded in, that's what keeps them, like some of the big names with family.
Oh yeah.
Because out there on the road, there's Stoogie told me he takes his wife everywhere.
Yeah, see?
And he said to me, the reason I do that, he says, I couldn't stay faithful. Anybody, there's too much time away, and you're gone. And I'm like, okay, well, that's brave to say on the air, but
and it keeps you in and out of trouble, not with just girls, but like after your show, like when I wasn't with anyone or when I was in a bad relationship, I never went home. Like if I had a show in LA, I would book 3 more shows in LA for the 3 next days and just stay in a hotel. I would never go home. But like when you like to go home,
You
and
live
you're
longer.
family, yeah.
That's
so
why they
now
say
every
that.
night I drive back home. I'm like, hey, you know. And I barely got to start seeing my 3 other kids again. I didn't get to see them for almost 2 years.
Ooh.
So now that I get to see them again, I have them every weekend.
and
So yeah. So now it's just so fun. So
yeah, because let me tell you something. As a mother of a 35 and a 29-year-old, maybe 36 coming up, and 2 grandchildren, it's like,
yeah.
it's amazing. Like I'm like, I was 30 like yesterday. My grandfather died at 97, and that was the last thing he said. Somebody said, Fred, you lived a nice long life, and he said, long life. It went by in a blink of an eye. And that really stuck with me. My mother was telling me the story, and I'm like thinking, yeah, about that. Because it seems like when you're in some moments, they seem forever.
Yeah.
And how they can control your life. Do you ever have anxiety?
Yeah, hell yeah. I have mad anxiety when I'm not high.
So I was going to ask you.
Crazy anxiety. Crazy. And it's
Welcome to
funny
my
'cause
world.
I have anxiety about the weirdest things. Like if I have a show that night, I'm never anxious about getting on stage or like, oh my God, how's it going to go? Because I know it sounds conceited, but I'm sure this will go quite well. But
No,
I
but
always know I'm going to kill it. But my anxiety comes from, I just want to be at the club. Like that drive from my house to the club, my hands are sweating. I'm like, if my lady or someone's like, oh, I need to stop and get cigarettes, or oh, I got to stop and get some gum. I'm like, hell no. We're going to the Improv, and then you can find some gum, and then we'll go get some cigarettes. But it's just something about that. I don't know why. Then once I'm there, I know I'm there. I know like nothing.
Okay,
I'm
I
there.
can relate to that.
And I'm like,
I
cool.
can really
I don't
relate to
care
that.
when I go. Like I'll go on at the end of the night.
Because
do
when you were
an
on your way to
hour.
my show last time, that
yeah,
big truck
stuff
derailed
happens.
it. Stuff
So
happens.
I'm all even on the way here. I was like, oh god, I just want to be there. And then I found the parking lot. I'm like, cool.
Most of, I usually get texts. Where are you? We went. Uber can never find this place.
No,
they overshoot it, and I'm like, I got to get a better way to get people here. And, you know, it's really kind of funny. LA. When I first moved here, it's a very intimidating place to try and get around. When your GPS takes you down the wrong one way, because in LA downtown, the GPS gets messed and turned.
It thinks you're on 14th and you're on 13th.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, no!
And you're like, wait, I can't go this way. What the hell just happened? Oh, LA's a trip.
So
just get a bike for LA.
Well, scooters. Whoever thought of that?
The scooters are the
I'm telling you.
I use those scooters for everything. Especially because the parking in LA is like $15 all day. I'm like, then I ain't moving. I don't give a shit if I got to go from Melrose to 14th to Dodger Stadium. I'm taking a scooter.
Yeah,
I'm using that $15 all day parking.
I feel that, man.
You know what I mean?
You know, thinking about ideas. Do you have... So you have a lot of stuff brewing. Actually, you said you're writing, you're doing this. So you have to think bigger than where you are. You have to, what do they call that? When you start branching out into all
different aspects. And stuff. Oh, totally.
Because you actually got your branding done first thing. You actually took care of that, which is something I'm working on, which isn't that easy. But that's actually something, bam, everybody knew. All they said is Stoner Rob. I mean, think of the beauty of that. Nobody had to go, who? Oh, yeah, they know, right? Man. And then you had the cartoon, drawn up, and I'm not the only person who thinks you've been on The Simpsons.
And then, a lot of people do.
I'm surprised they're not calling you.
They should.
They should. You should.
I'm gonna get the call. And he's gonna be like, change your emblem. I'm gonna sue the shit out of you. No, I changed it enough so he can't.
But there's something to be said about that. Is learning how to. Because a lot of comedians, like you said, they get comfortable. Yeah. And
you got to keep going.
You got to keep going. And you got to figure out other ways to do what you do.
Network, get into places, start acting. Like, that's how you get seen a lot. You got to start acting. You got to do extra work. You got to take acting classes at the beginning. It's a must because acting classes, even if you don't get anything from it, like, once that's on your resume, and you got to remember some of these people that are booking you, they're like, oh, he's trained under the, I trained under him. Oh, yeah, we'll bring him in.
Oh, I like that. See, I didn't know that. See, I always said the people who haven't listened to my show that are trying to get into comedy are missing such gems.
Oh, big
because
time.
Everybody, all of you guys, and there's been some pretty cool names that have come on, you all offer such incredible bits of information and nuggets that you can't get. And it amazes me, too, because, you know, if you're not in the industry and you come out here clueless, you may never, eaten alive, and you may never get seen. I had a friend of mine who said, I have friends that have been here 22 years, and you have no idea how much you've done in the 3 years you've been here. Yeah. I myself, she goes, I went on an infomercial. This was hilarious. And I had to jump on it because I wanted the product, right? Anti-aging cream. No more white lady hand jokes, right? So I auditioned to be in the audience and to get out, and they have us all stripped down looking like everybody else. We're generic, and they're doing these little interviews. So I'm having a blast with it because I'm not stressed about trying to get anywhere with this interview. The guy that's doing the casting comes in. I don't know it's him. And he says, hey, Boston. I said, yeah. He says, Red Sox suck. I said, fuck you. And I start going back and forth with them. Well, he's a casting guy. He's the big marketer. He said, they want you to do a testimonial. And there was so much footage of me that when the last cut, they called me to come in to do the doctor's thing where we're talking to the doctors. The client, the big client, said, we have too much of her. She's so overexposed. That's how much. The director said, I wish I had 10 of you. When he goes, cut, he goes, this girl saved us 6 minutes in production. And I'm like, 6 minutes, big fucking deal. Well, I guess in production it is a big deal. So, when push came to shove, of course, now it's for Crepe Race. I can say it's out, right? And it's been on TV. So I have my friends sending me, because I don't have a TV. I haven't made the big time yet. All I got is Netflix. But they're sending me saying, oh, my God, I saw you. Are you kidding me? I go, oh yeah, that. You know, first audition I ever went on. So now what's happened
Her
is
testimony is all, there's some good fucking hand cream.
this is I said, and it's hilarious.
Boston.
It says, I said, and I quote, "It's confidence in a jar."
Oh yeah, you got it.
In the jar.
There it is.
Everybody
In a
Annamarie,
jar.
In a jar.
Ja Rule? Is she talking about reggaeton over there? What the hell is she talking?
But yeah, I wonder how that would do on a rap album. You do a whole Boston thing.
Oh,
what you say? What you
hilarious.
say? What you
That'd be
say?
hilarious. Some of the greatest comedians came out of Boston, man.
Yeah,
Boston,
you know.
Boston and when I go over there and I do Boston,
What clubs do they put you at?
I'll be at Laughs, the Chuckle Spot. Yeah, the Laughs and Chuckle Spot. I do a
Is
lot.
there one? There was one. The Comedy Connection was in Faneuil Hall.
Yeah, and the factory too. The Laugh Factory's down there by the Common.
Oh, okay. Oh, so they have a Laugh Factory there too.
Yeah, they have a Laugh Factory. They have Laughs. Like Laughs is amazing. Laughs is cool as hell. The Chuckle Spot. It's this little spot. It holds like 100 people. But it's sold out every time.
Every time.
And
And
I
those-
mean,
the
they
intimate
sit
audience.
like right here on you. So it's like, it's weird because they pack it so clean. You're like almost surrounded by people. You're just doing comedy.
You know, I've just taken to doing stand up. Nancy Bellany, who runs the Ice House, she does a choo-choo train of comedy. She runs about 10. I guess you'd call it a bringers, but they sell out regardless.
At the Ice House?
Her show
Stage
is
2?
right, stage 2.
Yeah.
And she's the one who pushed me up on stage. And and Willie Barcena here, Jose Raymond was here. They're all
Yeah,
like, you know, you're natural.
Willie's my boy. Like, I love Willie Barcena. That's my boy. We get
Does he-
drunk.
Did he tell you? Yeah, Mr. Tequila. Did he tell you about the edible he ate? And we got 2 minutes. Willie came on my show, ate an edible, 125 milligrams. Jose didn't say to him, no, that's not really a good idea. We went over to Buffalo Wild Wings afterwards, and I looked over at Willie, and Willie literally, with his eyes about this big, looked at me, and he said, I can't move.
Dude, 120. Remember my
Yeah.
birthday party?
Yes.
Do you want to know how many milligrams that birthday cake was? My birthday cake was 20,000 milligrams of
Oh!
THC.
Yeah, but you warned everybody, make sure.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah, I
knew.
told you,
Don't
if you're eating
be...
the cake. Like screw drinking and driving. Don't eat cake and drive from Rob's party. That's
that's a
educational.
no-no. Right. That's
there.
educational. Now, where are you going to be?
Oh, I'm all over the place. Remember February 23rd, Stoner Rob and Tommy Chong on Green Tours.
What time does that leave?
It leaves at 11 in the morning. You're going to want to be there by 10:30. It picks you up in the parking lot of the Metrolink right by Universal Studios off Lancashire.
Okay, and you're going to see my mug. I performed that night, but I would love to see what that's all about.
Yeah, come out, check it out.
Get your my honorary badge.
And then all of March, I'm back in Vegas. So if anyone's going out to Vegas, I have a lot of stuff out there in March. I'm also
Is that your home base?
No, I'm from out here. But
Okay.
they love me out there, so they book me so much.
What a dream, man.
Yeah,
Everybody
I just
would
did
kill
the
for
Cannabis Comedy Festival out there. I go back out there and do 3 more comedy shows in March. I'm out there for a big cannabis festival again in March. But locally, back in June, if you want to see something amazing, June will be my new 1-hour special taped at the Ontario Improv. So
you want to get in on a show? You want to get heard?
Yeah.
You got that kind of laugh where you go,
Yeah.
yeah, that's her.
you come
Yep.
down and if they check this out, they DM me at Stoner Rob on Instagram or Stoner Rob on any other social media. DM me and tell me you heard it on this show, and I'll give you 2 pass tickets. Right
You heard
there.
it here, baby.
You get to come in, have fun. First 4 rows will get high.
First for Rosa. Thank you. Now Lee's going to take us out. I got to play my Yahweh Poetic, Big Tipper. You can check out Yahweh's new albums, The Love Invasion and Grandmaster on Spotify, iTunes, where you can get music. Do it a favor, do your ears good, and download it. Take me home, Lee.
I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper. Yeah, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper.